enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy.
Einstein? You can call it the art of fighting without fighting.
The art of fighting without fighting? Tell me some of it.
Welcome everybody to the Box 8 Boys podcast. You already know what it is. I am your host, Zamora. You can follow me at Zamora BSB. Joined as always by my co-host, my cohorts, my co-conspirators. Also at Ostman_BSB and your boy at King Sanchez 70. How goes it, fellas?
Good.
It goes. We had a wild fucking week on the internets, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. A lot of shit happening, a lot of things getting sucked, a lot of things getting kissed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and a whole lot of something going around out there.
The virus or something. God damn. That's y'all goats.
Call that a virus. Yeah, that's y'all island boys. You know, here singing that shit. You kiss your
You're
brother.
not on YouTube. Sorry you didn't get to see that. You might have liked
And
that.
just for the record, we're okay with the homosexuality. It's the brother thing that's fucked, right?
Yeah.
Make out with whoever you want, just not your brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't make out with your family.
That's illegal. In fact, I want something to happen to them. I want them to see some type of charges for that bullshit. Fuck. That's Tom Holland. That's
Tom
Spider-Man.
Holland.
That's
people.
y'all Spider-Man, man.
What the fuck? That didn't look like
That goat
Zendaya.
wore a
Was
black
it,
suit
was that
already.
Zendaya behind him or no?
No, I don't
She
think
was
so.
watching with tears going down her eyes, huh?
I don't know. She did that one crazy shit with those
Tom
two guys on that one video. I'm pretty sure she ain't crying for fuck. She got
He's just
somebody.
getting her back. Huh?
He's getting her back.
I don't know.
Back shots.
Pretty sure he did that for him.
It's crazy, man. It was a hell of a week on the internet, man. I was on Twitter and just shit was popping up left and right. I was like, I can't keep up with all this, man. I'm just trying to talk about the NBA.
Yeah, so if you see Box 8 Boys getting fucked, it's because we caught the virus too. So don't worry. It's something going around. Something in the air or the water or something. I don't know.
Yeah. You might see your boy getting boned in the butt here in the next week or two.
In the bathroom stall.
What? In the bathroom stall? What?
Yeah, just now he caught
Hashtag
that
your
shit
boy.
that the Island Boys did. Like I was telling your boy, that's y'all Spider-Man. My Spider-Man's Tobey Maguire. He just
That's what I'm saying. Mine wore a
he was
black
just
suit
friends
already.
with fucking James Franco and shit, and would do musicals and shit. That's my Spider-Man.
Yeah, he had William Dafoe as a mentor. Yeah. And
Those British guys, they you know, they cut up every now and then. You know what I mean? They fly off the handle.
they get a little too wild, man. They forget who they're playing and shit. They forget they're playing the latest superhero, man.
Like, what do you guys
Youtubers
think
don't
about
do
that?
that
What do you
shit.
guys think about that? Is that acting? Is that pure acting expression, or do you think that's
That's
crazy?
pure acting expression, but I think if Disney wants to keep like the image of how they're going about things, I don't know if they would continue with him. Like, you know, that's not the image Disney really wants to put out there.
Yeah, it is. Homosexuality, they're all about that shit. They like that shit. That's all he did. It's not like, what's wrong with what he did?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like when people were putting it like on the internet or talking about it and stuff, because Rob actually tagged me in it last night, and like I didn't know what it was or anything. I just saw like it trending, like Tom Holland back shots.
Yeah.
And
I thought it
was
was
like,
fake at first.
I thought he was for real doing it. Like I thought he was like it was
Yeah.
like some fucking sex tape shit, and I was like, God damn, I guess pretty fucking crazy. And then like Bob tagged me in it, and I looked, I was like, oh, it's a fucking show. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Zaya was in like something like that. Like, what was that? Euphoria?
Yeah.
Well,
crazy
Zendaya is like
shit.
a real. Well, it's all acting, you know. I mean, like, just imagine if that was a boy and a girl, no one would give a fuck. because it's two boys and it's Tom Holland. I think it's fucking.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's
Yeah,
losing their
Everybody
fucking mind.
blows it out of proportion.
It's completely like I don't know. I don't. It's just Spider-Man, which makes it funny, I think. But it's acting, I guess.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Honestly, I think it's this. It's the fucking kid that grew up as Spider-Man. So like, seeing him go into a show and do something like that is like fucking mind blowing to people.
Yeah.
Because he's been playing the good and friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for like 5 years.
Yeah, since
A
he was a
little more
kid,
than that,
like
maybe.
he had to be under 18, right, when he first started.
He was
No?
21.
Like when I first saw that
He
shit
just
on
looks
Twitter,
young as shit.
some food just posted like when he's like against the thing and like getting fucked, you know what I mean? And his face just like all crazy, and they're like, "Damn, the new Spider-Man looks crazy."
Venom gets in him real deep.
And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I was like, "What the fuck?"
Did you really
And
think it was
then,
the new Spider-Man?
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I was like, "Damn," because you could clearly see it's Tom fucking Holland. You know what I mean? So I'm like, "Holy shit!" And then I went back and kind of did my research. I was like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
They're trying to
Acting.
recreate
Beautiful
the
world of
scene.
acting.
How come that's never happened in a comic book, where like a superhero got raped or something? Probably has, huh?
Sure it has.
That's
I'm
happening
sure it
a lot. Comics are fucking savage compared
Yeah,
to like
in
what
the actual
movies and shit
comics, they are, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't like showing
Just
rape
not
scenes
on like
on,
Disney and shit. You know
They
what I
can't
mean?
show that shit on Disney, yeah, but like in Marvel comics, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Like on MCU, like I don't know, like they had the I don't know. People don't understand how crazy these comics really are. You know what I mean? They kind of dumb it down for kids and
They had to make it a movie adaptation. Like the comics, like were way too designed to be put on theaters the way they were in comics.
yeah.
So they had to simplify, like a simple airport scene, like in Civil War between Captain America and Iron Man. Like in the real version, it was like all the heroes and villains were going at each other to try to stop each other from revealing their secret identities.
Yeah, like and in the comics, Spider-Man gets fucked in the ass in the club. You know what I mean? Like Tom Holland. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how he gets the Venom symbiote.
Yeah, he fucked a black guy in the club, became Venom. Became Venom symbiote.
Venom. Hit him with that venom. Shit.
Shit, that was Eddie Brock. Yeah, they have to kind of make it nice for like children, women, Republicans, all these all that shit. People don't like shit like that.
Like Michael Jordan said, man, I sell shoes to Republicans. They got to sell these Disney movies to everybody.
Yeah, you have to cater to the Republicans, man. They're the ones paying for shit, and they have all the loopholes,
everybody,
taxes and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
I know a lot of fucking Democrats, and they don't know fucking shit about taxes and tax loopholes.
I know that much. I'm always broker when Democrats are in office. When fucking Trump was in, man, I was even working. I was getting stipends and shit. I was getting paid, baby.
Yeah, get stimulus.
Yeah, shit was cool.
Biden came in and started acting all silly and shit.
Like that fool Mike was working, and like we were all getting unemployment, like pandemic unemployment. And I told that fool how much I was getting a week. He's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "You make more than me." I was like, "Yeah, and you work like fucking 60 hours a week."
I'm saying,
I sit here and fucking sniff cocaine all the time and smoke weed. What do you mean? It's my job.
And you go handle animal feed, dog.
That shit was lit. But then if you had a job at that time and your job didn't, send you home or whatever, you had to work, because then how can you get unemployment if you fucking quit? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Suckers.
They got stuck in the loop.
Come home from like 10, 12-hour day and shit, and come home and because it's all snizzed in the fucking thing, making more money than you.
Playing Madden.
That food just slept all day.
How was your day, nephew?
Just played games all day. How was work, man? Hope that paycheck was worth it, dog. This one definitely.
That shit's funny, huh? Fuck. Like the way this country works is so goddamn mind blowing sometimes. Like, and like that's the thing too, is everyone's all freaking out over this fucking cocaine in the White House and shit. Like, and there's no cameras. Like, what do you mean there's no cameras? Bro, you know who the fucking cocaine is? It belongs to fucking Hunter Biden. Everyone knows that shit. Who gives a fuck? What This is such a big deal. Let the man sniff some
Obvious.
shit.
There's
Yeah.
a reason there's no cameras in the Oval Office, man. Fucking let him do whatever the fuck he wants.
Motherfuckers go out there and sniff that shit with their homies at a fucking club and then lose their fucking minds when Hunter Biden's doing it. Who gives a shit? He's just like you. He's just trying to have some fucking fun, dance a little bit, feel himself. You know what I mean? Everyone knows who the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Like that video comes out 2 days before. Did you guys see that where he's absolutely fucking zonked at that like meeting? I don't even know what it was. Like some type of speech. He's like walking back and forth and like, just
He's
like
all
look like a
like-
fucking owl and shit.
Like he
Yeah.
was fucking on something.
Yeah. And then 3 days after that, we find cocaine in the White House. Well, yeah. I could have fucking told you that.
So
They're like, we
apparently
found
they
weed
were-
a couple times. We found cocaine. Yeah, I
Yeah,
wonder
they
why.
just found weed after that too, huh?
Yeah, who's partying? Who gives a fuck?
Apparently, they were the whole family was at a presidential retreat at Camp David, Maryland, when they found it.
Mm-hmm.
So they just went in
That's
like
his stash.
someone's room, and found their stash.
He
Like,
ain't
why the
stupid.
fuck
He
you
ain't
guys
gonna fly
going through my
overseas with
shit?
that shit. Yeah.
You know, they told the president first enough who said, "No, don't let nobody know. Just say you found it somewhere."
But see, whoever leaked that shit is some bitches for real. In the White House, those aren't your homies. You know what I mean? Why they leak that shit?
Because
You
they're
know
the
what I mean?
president's homies.
I know, like
The
I'm saying,
president
like
probably knows exactly whose it is. They just
They're the
probably
country's
just didn't let
homies.
him say who it was.
no,
They
it
just
was
said
like
they found it.
security or something. It was somebody that was supposed to be
Secret Service.
on the president's detail. Yeah, Secret Service and shit. They are the ones who leaked it because they're the ones who found it. They're the ones who do security in the fucking White House.
That means the Secret Service is loyal to the American people, man. They said, "No, we got to tell our people about this."
I don't like that. I
This
don't
is
like
what y'all leaders
snitches.
is doing.
See what most normal people read was there's cocaine in the White House. What I read was there's fucking snitches in the White House. That's what I fucking saw.
It's the
Like I don't
White
give a
House,
fuck
what'd you
about the
expect?
cocaine, but someone in there is snitching. Someone in there fucking saying some shit.
Someone
You
needs
know
to
what
get
I
the
mean?
fuck out of here. That's what I.
Someone
that's
over
why-
there got loose lips. Is what I saw.
Loose lips sink ships around here.
Can't be having
Sink
that in
that
the White
shit.
House, man.
I know, and then it's just a farce, man. All these fools, White House releasing videos, a statement saying we don't know whose it is, and all this shit, and everyone else saying, well, who could it be, and making that whole fucking thing. We all know who the fucking is. My point is, who gives a fuck? Let the man get high. You know what I mean? Like, do you care if the president's son is getting high? Do you give a fuck?
The fuck's that got to do with me? I don't give a shit.
Exactly. Like me and Bob and Steve were actually talking about before, and like we wish Joe Biden was on cocaine because then he wouldn't fucking fall all the time. You know what I mean?
That should be all hyper and balanced, huh? That should be.
I mean, he probably won't be able to talk as much as he can talk now, but at least he'll fucking, like we said, cokeheads are like cats. They always land on their fucking feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what Bob said. If he fell off that plane, he'd do a fucking front flip. Ignorance. That's ignorant shit.
Do a flip. Shit.
Shit, you'll never see that fool hit the ground.
That food just slides down the rail like fucking instead of taking the stairs, he just slides down the side rail thing, lands, stays on.
He's all cool and shit.
And then just stutters a whole bunch of shit, huh? I don't know.
Like I think
shit.
Like, I think, bro. Like I think they should make drugs just legal, all of them. Give people help and knowledge when it comes to doing drugs. 'Cause people are gonna do that shit regardless. You know what I mean?
Just allow them to have the help they need for when they.
Cocaine's been illegal for fucking however long, and that shit's still like abundant everywhere. You go to a party somewhere, chances are there's fucking cocaine there. There's illegal drugs there. People are drinking and shit. You know what I mean? Illegality doesn't stop people from doing shit. What stops people from doing shit is you arm them with the right knowledge. You make them hyper aware of the fucking consequences. Then you let people make their own choices. And the most rational people are gonna not do something that they know is fucked for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But making this shit legal does not stop shit. It just stops people who have addictions from getting help. Is what it does.
Yeah. Back to it's a shout out to our episode with the boy Trippy, when he was talking about that one company that was going and making tents over at these raves and stuff like that, and trying to help people and stuff, and then they ended up fucking, kicking them out of the things because they were like, "Oh, you're just acknowledging that there's drug use." Like, are you fucking ignoring the fact that there's drug use there? Because like, the fuck do you think
Yeah.
people are doing at this
Yeah.
place?
It's a fucking rave.
Yeah.
The whole like half of the people are there not because of the fucking music, because they want to get drugs and look at lights. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole allure of a fucking rave. But I could kind of see it just because of like that's the thing too, is nowadays liability is a son of a bitch, bro. Like if you have a tent like that and someone overdoses in that tent, then they could blame the fucking company who let the tent be there. You know what I mean? Like if someone just does drug on their own accord, goes to the concert and overdoses, then the concert, like the people in the concert, aren't held liable for it. You know what I mean? But if they have a tent like that and someone overdoses, then the liability could be pushed back on the company for allowing that kind of shit to happen. You know what I mean? But it's like stupid. Like I know in Europe and Amsterdam and shit, they have like every drug is legal, and they actually have like little fucking trauma centers for people who are overdosing and people who are on drugs and shit. And like their drug use is not it's not a pandemic, or was it epidemic or whatever the fuck, like how it is here in America. Like it actually proves the opposite. You know what I mean? That when people have knowledge, they make the right decisions a lot of times.
Yeah. If you inform people and let them know, they're not going to do irrash things or try to hide it. They're going to understand and accept that if they do it, there's help out there for them if that gets too much.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, like those fucking help tents that, both of you guys were just talking about, like set things like that up, because like then you don't have fucking people dying in the street. And like I read this story the other day, some guy was like, he was walking down, I think it was on Reddit. He was like, I was walking down the street and this guy was like slumped over on the street, and I went to go try to help him or like see if he was okay, and he was like ODing, like he was fucking, like he was dying on fucking drugs, and he was like trying to help the fucking guy, and some white lady came up to him and was like, leave him alone, and started like fucking bashing the guy for helping him because he was like, he made his decisions, he made his choices, just leave him alone, that's what he wants to do and all this shit. And he was like, what the fuck? He's like, this is not what I expected. He's like, when I came out to this guy, like I thought people were gonna be like, oh, let's get this guy some help, and like people were actively trying to get him to stop helping him, and like fucking crazy.
I think it's alarming how often that kind of mind state is just instilled in American people, man. Like, don't help them because they made their decision or whatever. Like, man, like people like that, they don't understand, I guess, how deep the claws of addiction actually go. That shit's hard to get away from. Like, there's crackheads out there. You think they love being a fucking crackhead, sleeping on the floor and fucking sucking dick for drugs and shit? No, they don't like doing that shit. Just like you wouldn't like doing that shit. But their body is addicted. Like it's addicted to that shit. They need that shit. You know what I mean?
It's like
mentally they need it. All that shit.
And everybody is like addicted to something. It's just that like a lot of fucking people don't like to acknowledge it. So like that's the thing too, is like you can't sit there and judge somebody else's addiction if you don't even want to face your own. Like if you can't face your own fucking addictions, then of course you're gonna think everybody else is a piece of shit for being addicted to something because you don't think you're addicted to anything.
Yeah, like, well, people, like a lot of these people who like you said, everyone has their own addictions. Like these people have a fucking 2-3 glasses of wine every night or fucking drink every day, and then they see a crackhead on the stream, want to talk shit. It's like, bro, you're in the same you're in the same boat, dog. You know what I mean?
Or even, what do you call it? Like, oh, I go home and I watch MSNBC every night, or I'll go home and I'll fucking eat sweets all night. I'll go home like, motherfucker, you could be addicted to anything, like you could be addicted to fucking anything, and you want to judge people because like they got caught up in the drug life, Like,
and I think a lot of it is legality, bro. People do get caught up on legality, just like crack is illegal and fucking alcohol is not. So people automatically think that what they're doing is better. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the same fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing. You're gonna die to that shit just like that motherfucker's gonna die to that shit. You know what I mean? Like same thing. I don't know. It's crazy. Make everything legal, and then so many people are so scared of obtaining knowledge and learning about other people's lives and how things work. You know what I mean? Like no one wants to be addicted to drugs, bro. I'm telling you that right now. No one wants to be addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
But it fucking happens. You know what I mean?
You know,
Yeah,
you just
life
gotta,
happens.
that's why you got to support that. Like, be supportive of people when they're going through shit like that.
And like, I don't know, like addiction's a son of a bitch, bro. Like having dealt with that shit on multiple levels myself, like there's days when you wake up, bro, and you don't see a way out. You don't see light. You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
just caught up in your shit. And then you lose fucking years to that shit without even knowing. Like it runs your life, bro. Like you wake up and you have to be addicted to something. You know what I mean? You have to chase your addictions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To the point where like you wake up and that's the goal for the day. Is where am I going to
Yeah.
get that fucking that
That
you know,
fix
whatever,
from.
whatever it is, you know? Like same thing, like with the bottle of wine example, you know? How do I get through the day and then come home at night and drink my bottle of wine? You know, or
Exactly, bro.
how do I
Chasing
go
that
through the
dragon, bro.
day and fucking earn my piece of cake at the end of the day and you know, shit like that. It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
I mean, like, and that brings us back to the point of like Hunter Biden doing cocaine. What the fuck do you care? Are you paying for this shit? No, then don't worry about it. He knows
I
what he's
will
doing. He's a grown ass man.
I will say this was a fucking dumbass. I was just reading this. Watch. The substance was found near where guests are asked to leave their cell phones before proceeding into the West Wing. These tours typically only occur on weekends. Sources had previously described the substance as a white powder found in a small zip bag. It was found by Secret Service personnel conducting routine rounds in the building. So this was just like left it at the fucking where the people come in and
The
leave
front
their cell
fucking desk.
Just
Just in
like
here. Hold my
the
cocaine
floor.
for me.
Wait,
at the fucking door of the West
so
Wing.
could it be it could be a guess then, right? From that story? Like, what if they just
Yeah.
had in their pocket, they went to go take out their phone, and then they didn't realize they grabbed the fucking bag. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
And they just set it in the little thing.
maybe.
So I don't know. Maybe it
Yeah.
wasn't his. My bad. Hunter Biden, if that's not your cocaine, which it most likely is, I'm sorry if it's not.
Well, now we
He
have
had it
reason
in his
to
pocket.
believe it wasn't. So
But hey, man, all my uncles probably did cocaine. You know, fuck, I love them. They're good.
we're
You know what I
gonna invite Hunter Biden to the cookout, huh? Theo Hunter.
The carne asada.
Yeah, Theo Hunter in the back sniffing keys.
Sniffing keys, deep throwing elotes and shit. Huh, yeah.
Bring that man to the carne asadas. Fool.
Who's that white guy back there, man? Oh, that's fucking that's Theo. Fool. That's Theo Hunter. Fool.
You know, Hunter fool, he over there, he eats corn the long way, fool.
Have you seen that video of that little girl? Like, they ask her in Spanish, like, what does a cow sound like? Moo. What does Theo sound like? What does uncle sound like? Fucking barn animals. Man, I'm an uncle myself. We're fucking barn animals, dog. We out here. We got it out the mud. Gee. Love your uncles out there too. If I had to leave you with anything in this podcast, love your uncles.
Yeah.
It's hard out here for us on a pandemic unemployment.
I love my uncles, man.
Yeah, man.
Pandemic.
He's out here grinding.
Out here doing our shit. Yeah. Fuck, man. But I don't know,
wonder
I
if
think
it was his.
Hmm?
I wonder if it was his. I'm starting to think.
I would
That's a good
guess it
point.
is.
Yeah. What would you put the percentage at?
I say like 75%.
Because he probably has that shit in there like all the fucking time, huh?
Yeah.
Just
He's the
sitting
direct plug. He probably just calls the CIA director and said, "Hey, shit, come meet me over here. Come meet me at this Popeyes over here." All right. They gonna do a deal.
Bring me a ball of that shit real quick. All right.
Yeah. Meet me at that Popeyes over there off Vasquez.
Or I'll tell my pops what you really do. Oh shit! All right.
That's how I do it anyway.
Meet me at that Popeyes over there, dog. You see me out front, dog? I'm in
Yeah.
that whip, you know.
Yeah. I'm in that shit. I'm in that.
Meet
Yeah,
me
that
out
black
front
Denali.
the Macabo. Fool, shit.
Fuck. Like some drugs are scary, man. Like cocaine is one of those scary drugs. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because it can have all kinds of effects on your body. You don't even know what's really in there.
I feel like psychedelics are fun. Like not fun, but you feel like whimsical a little bit. Like you don't feel like you're in any kind of real danger. I mean, you're scared. I mean, anytime you do drugs, even when I smoke weed, bro, I'm still kind of fucking scared. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck.
Mhm.
But I'm like, when you do like cocaine and shit like that, you're like, holy fuck. Like You
Shit turns into
tiptoeing
11.
on life and death's boundaries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're enjoying the ride.
Yeah, you love it. You love death. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just ignore the fact that the ride's gonna end there.
You see heaven for a little bit and you're okay with it. You're like, all right, shit, well, shit.
Well, let's get it going then.
Let's get into it. You know what I mean? Now, like when I was doing that shit, bro, I don't think I thought about like dying too much. Like it wasn't an option for me. Like now it is. That's why I don't do it anymore. Cause like I think about death, but like back then I didn't give a fuck about dying. I didn't even think that was possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think anyone does. Like you don't. Like even when you do drugs, you're like, I'm gonna die to this one day, or this shit's gonna kill me right now. You know what I mean? You don't, or else you wouldn't fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they still do that line after saying all that because they know it's gonna be one day, not today, or that's what they think.
I'm glad I never had that thought when I was doing drugs. I don't think I've ever was like, I'm gonna die right now. You know what I mean?
That's some scary shit.
Fuck
Everyone
no.
Yeah,
You
that's when
see-
fools have bad trips. That's probably what they think, right? It's like I'm dying or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, probably. Shit, that's probably why they fucking freak out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be scary. Fuck that. Like, no, I never wanted to think nothing like that because that'd be fucking. I wouldn't want to feel
That's
that
why you
way.
always keep it positive. If you
I was just a fucking tyrant, bro. Like I didn't like that wasn't an option to me at all. Like now when I'm thinking back on it, like it was never something like it was even a thought I had to stifle or nothing. Like I never thought
Yeah.
that shit like at all.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
think that's
I'm
because
not.
we were always such good vibes with each other, you know. So it was like we were just fucking having fun. It's never like,
And I think too, like at that point in my life, I think that shit was better than being sober in my head. You know what I mean? Like it was me getting away from my own fucking head. So I was like, I'm down. I was there for it. I was like, shit, let's do it. If I don't have to fucking think the shit I think when I'm sober, then fuck it. You know what I mean? I rather think about the intricacies of the universe and fucking, you know, shit like that.
think about a world where I'm elephants and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's fuck. Like everyone out there, drop a couple tabs of acid and think about like infinite possibility theory and shit. That, oh, you're fucked. You're fucked if you think that. That's how you
10
use
hours will
your
go by
body
and you
and
won't
shit.
even notice. 'Cause
That's how you
you're thinking
astral
about
project.
that.
I think if you do that.
oh yeah,
It's scary.
that shit fucking blew my mind and shit. I would get so freaked out and shit that like I felt like I was fucking leaving my body. Now I just fucking shake. I said, oh
Starts-
fuck.
Just the chills, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
have a cold ass thought, send a chill up your spine.
Fuck. I don't
Oh,
miss
yeah.
that, bro. Like
That shit
I
was
liked it at the
crazy.
time. I don't think I would ever do that shit again. Like, no. That shit is wild. Don't the fuck.
Yeah, I went.
smoke
we've
weed.
been through it. Yeah, we've been through it. You know what was the trippiest part was like ego death. When you find when you like when you first consider that like nothing fucking matters, like absolutely nothing matters and nothing really exists, or like you know, like at the core of everything, like nothing really fucking is there. It's all just perception and shit.
That should change my life, man.
Yeah, that shit fucked me up for like an hour. I was just sitting there like sad as fuck. I didn't know what to do. I was like, what the fuck? What am I living for? This is fucking stupid.
This shit don't matter.
But see,
fuck
and
that.
this is the thing too, bro. Like endless nothing and endless everything is still infinite. So like
Yeah,
nothingness is like it's equivalent to fucking infiniteness.
infinite.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're the same
So
thing.
like you're like I'm nothing, but also I'm everything. You know what I mean? Everything like it's all one. It's all the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like what it did for me is it confirmed the existence of God like truly to me, just like thinking in that kind of capacity and real like it made me realize what infinite actually is. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
See,
And
for me, like it took fucking time for that. Like because I experienced that whole ego death thing, and I sat there and thought, like, oh my god, I fucking wasted all my life. I'm doing like
no,
none of this shit matters. Every fucking job I've ever had, every fucking little mission I've ever done, every like any experience I've ever experienced wasn't even fucking real. All this shit is fucking stupid. Like I literally was like nothing fucking
meaningless.
happened at all. Like everything is meaningless. And I just sat there for like a fat minute. It even took days, like a couple days afterwards. I was sitting there like, the fuck is the point of any of this shit? Like, I'm just going through the motions. I'm not even fucking, none of this matters. And then like it took a while for me to be like, I had to pray because I really was like, is even God real? Is all this stuff real? Like
No.
that shit fucked my head up. And I started praying and stuff, and like I ended up coming to terms with like what you fucking choose to matter matters. What's important to you is what matters. So you go and fucking chase what you want to fucking to be important in your life. Don't let everything else be important because they tell you it's important. What's important to you is what's important to you, and you fucking make that matter. You know?
Your life is what you make it, man. Like,
Yeah.
and like perception is reality, bro. It's like, and everyone always knew that. Like, if it does a tree make a sound if it falls in the forest with no one around? Like, if there's no one there to perceive it, it doesn't. It doesn't fucking matter. And like that's what like on when I did acid and I started thinking about that. That's when I was like, well, if there's an asteroid fucking floating in the vastness of space in the middle of nowhere, fucking billions of light years from here, why does it exist? And that's when I realized that something out there is perceiving it to exist, or else it fucking wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that's God's perception. Something out there is perceiving all this shit, or else it wouldn't fucking exist. And we're barely perceiving it now, but it's always been perceived. That's why it's existing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, and that's when I kind of realized that whole thing. And like, for me, it just it answered a lot of questions to me, I think. And I definitely like if I were to suggest if anyone was like, I'm looking to try drugs, you know what I mean, or I'm looking to alter my mind state or whatever, I might suggest to do like a psychedelic. I don't know if I would say acid, but maybe like shrooms or something, because like you definitely need to think outside of the box, because it will break the chains that bind your mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would suggest that over alcohol, even over weed and shit. Like I would
It's
suggest
like
fucking doing shrooms or something.
it's kind of like being I don't know. Like, have you ever seen like where somebody will be like, they'll talk about like when you gain consciousness as a kid, you know, like
Yeah.
you're just all of a sudden you're just in a fucking like little playroom with a bunch of other kids, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why does any of this stuff matter, you know? And then it's kind of like that, but like you have all this previous knowledge, so you kind of go through it again, but you kind of have all these preconceived notions going into it, and then you realize like we said, like 90% of the shit that you think is real isn't fucking real. Like you kind of just been told that or like taught that, but like it's none of it is actual fucking has any
None of it
substance.
matters in the
Yeah,
long run.
yeah. It's
Like, who gives
a
a
lot of it
fuck?
is social construct. A lot of it
Yeah.
is like, you know, stuff like that. It's not fucking actual like physical, you know, stuff that can keep you from doing anything or anything like that.
You'll find that your whole life you align yourself to certain things, and then you're even subconsciously you're biased in the way that you live,
Mm-hmm.
because you grew up a certain way, or because your parents are who they are and they taught you certain things. Like when you do that shit, you detach yourself from all those fucking biases that you've just built up during your life, and you're able to see your life and just life in general without any kind of constrictions. You know what I mean? And that's what I realized. Like, okay, I'm heavily biased towards this because of this, and like, you just realize that all that shit doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean? Like that's why when people go on there and like I see them complaining about Hunter Biden's cocaine, or doing cocaine, all this shit, like it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter to you. It doesn't even fucking matter to them. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why do you care? Like, you're taking time and energy to focus on something that doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's never
Who
going to
gives a
affect your
fuck?
life in any way, positive or negative.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're using what Hunter Biden does for his like against his dad and all this shit. Like, this is a grown ass man. Hunter Biden is like what, 50 years old or something, and you're blaming his fucking old ass dad for what he's doing. He knows what the fuck he's doing. What the fuck doesn't matter? But that's just like Republicans versus Democrats. That's all these biases that are always there. You know
Any
what I
type of
mean?
ammo that can be used, though, they're going to
Yeah,
use
they're
it.
just trying to make each other look bad. That way they can make themselves out in the spotlight.
Like, we all just align. Like, people just align themselves, and like, I think at our nature we look to divide ourselves at any opportunity. And I think like when I did all the psychedelics and shit, that stopped me for like that changed me from that type of person. Like, I used to be that way too, and like I was unknowingly that person. Like, I used to be real opinionated and real, real I used to like division, bro. I used to like fucking arguing and debating and all that kind of shit. And then after that I kind of realized that world, that doesn't equate to nothing. It's unproductive thought. It's unproductive energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's actually when I stopped doing all that shit. You know what
Yeah,
I
because
mean?
most of the time it leads into like just fucking both parties just like walking away from each other, and nothing gets fucking done. You know, like nothing changes. You guys just fucking debated about what happened, what's already fucking done. And then you debate about it, and then you walk away. And it's like, okay, we just fucking wasted 20 minutes in there talking about this shit, you
And then
know?
go to the next thing to fucking complain about. You know what I mean? That's how people just jump from things that piss them off throughout their whole entire lives. Like it doesn't fucking. You ain't doing shit about nothing. Who gives a fuck?
You're typing
what I
on
mean?
Twitter about fucking complaining about things and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's all they do, and they waste time and they get all up in arms about that shit. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what that shit also make me realize too is love is something that really impacts the universe. You know what I mean? And the way if you treat people nicely and if you just love people, that's like the most powerful thing you could do for anyone is love them and accept them and fucking not judge them and not try to fucking put your fucking beliefs on them and all that kind of shit because none of that matters. The people are going to do what they do regardless of what you fucking feel. You know what I mean? Like you could be so one way and fucking try to make everyone else that way, and then at the end of the day, you have control. You don't have control over what they do. You know what I mean? No matter how much you feel about something, they won't. If they don't want to believe what you believe, they won't. And all it's going to do is separate you guys from being together. That's all it does. You know what I mean?
I agree, man. I agree. Let's take a quick little break here. I think that's a good spot. Don't forget to use promo code BSBoys for 15% off on our next commercial here. And we'll be back in a minute. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm sorry for interrupting the broadcast, but I had to get your quick attention, all right? I got a homie. He makes these wonderful shirts. If you like this shirt I got going on, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray as the White Man Can't Jump cover. When I saw this, I was like, I got to have that. So to get yours, you got to go to Lurk Designs, all right? That's lurkdesigns.bigcartel.com. Check out some of his work, man. I'm telling you, he makes the best graphics. And on top of that, the t-shirts are super comfortable. They're a great fit. Go check him out right now. I'm telling you. As soon as you're done with this podcast, go get you some Lurk, man. Because you ain't right without it.
Fuck. That's the funnest thing to talk about. I'm sorry, I love God and I love Jesus, but talking about sex and shit is fun as fuck.
Sex and drugs and
I was gonna say sex, drugs, and brothers making out. Shit's fun, man.
It's fun. It's lit out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing that all fucking Christians like. I don't know. Christians like to I think they think you have to hide your imperfections, and to me, that's the opposite of being a Christian. You know what I mean? Like acting like you're perfect and shit. Like there's a reason why we all strive to be like Christ is because Christ was perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the reason why we strive for that is because we're not. Like, and I think we have to embrace our imperfections. You know what I mean? Like that's what the Christians do. We embrace our imperfections. We embrace others' imperfections, and we all help each other just become better. You know what I mean?
Forgiveness and love, man.
Yeah.
You forgive everybody for their imperfections. You forgive yourself for your own.
When you say fuck, man, fuck that. I say that shit all the time.
Yeah, I forgive you. That offended me.
Like be perfectly imperfect. You know what I mean? Like it's
not hurting my feelings right now, dog. You do you.
I mean, there's times and place. There's times and settings to say fuck, but like, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't say it at like I don't know, when would I
church.
say it? I might say it there a little bit. Like I always think it, regardless of what's happening. I'm like
courtroom, that's for sure.
Like I walk out and it's like 85 degrees. I'm like, fuck, it's nice out here. You know what I mean?
Or you walk in, it's nice and cool from an 85 day. You're like, fuck, it's nice in here.
Everything. I gotta stop saying that. Like even like when I'm like dirty, I'm like, fuck, I gotta take a shower. You know what I mean? Like it's just fuck.
It's your initial first word, huh? Fuck, this shit sucks.
It kind of is. I gotta stop saying that shit so much.
Fuck, we're about to play some Silver Rev. Fuck yeah.
Do you guys say that a lot?
Yeah, it's always in my fucking head.
Yeah.
Fuck. And I think most people who are like normal people, I think they say that shit a lot too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They probably just...
Why is that a bad word? Why is it such a bad word?
It's the best word. If it wasn't a fucking, if people weren't offended by it, like it goes with every single fucking thing you could say, and you could put it anywhere in a sentence, and it fucking makes it better.
I can think of like 5 bad words right now that can hurt somebody way more than that word, and that word doesn't even have any really like like it's not doesn't have any
'Cause, like,
hate behind it.
I think it means like sex, right? I mean, I think that's the worst meaning for fuck, but you could say that just for like that's not what most people say. Like when they say fuck, it's not usually like the sexual meaning. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, you could say like fucking, like, you know, like that's like I think that's the worst part of it is like the sexual connotation of it. But like when most people just say like when they stub their toe and say fuck, they don't mean like sex. They just like it's just like an expression of
It's just
themselves.
like
You know what I mean?
damn it or gosh darn it or whatever the
Or
hell you want to
shit
say. You just say
sometimes. You know what I mean?
fuck.
Yeah.
Such
But
a
like,
good
like you
word.
could just say anything, like just like fuck. You know what I mean? You just say that and it means everything you need to say.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
everybody's like,
Like what would I say instead of that?
Everybody else would probably just say that or say damn
wow,
shit.
Like what am I gonna say? Freaking? You know what I mean? Fuck that.
flipping.
What am I, a kids TV show? What am I gonna say?
Flipping.
Freaking or shiitake mushrooms and fuck.
Like,
I
do they
gotta
have
say
like
that.
I don't know. I don't know too much about other languages, but I wonder if they have a word like that. It's probably just fuck too, right? Like, but in their language.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like Swedish. I wonder if Swedish people have a fuck. You know?
I would assume so.
I would
I don't
assume
know.
every language probably has a
Like, what do
fuck.
them motherfuckers say when they stub their toes?
They're nice people. I heard. Maybe they just
Swedish, they probably just say like, "Oh Lord, help."
They go, "Oh,
maybe
thank
maybe
you,
maybe they thank the
Okay.
object for the opportunity to feel pain. You know what I mean?
Thank you for this glorious moment. I won't forget it.
thank you,
Ow.
Eldon."
If we just
Like
say
I wish I
ow.
could. I would like. I'm gonna get to that point where I'm just so positive about life that I thank myself. I thank God for pain. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. I do appreciate pain, but um, not always.
Yeah,
People are so scared of pain, huh?
Yeah, it's not scary. It's just stupid.
I had to teach Nelda that when she was out here one night because like her hair is like really fucking hard to brush, and it takes like all fucking day long to do. And I was like, there, you don't have a fucking choice, little girl. Like you have two choices. You have either you can comb your hair or you can cut it off because there's no other fucking choice. Like your hair is either gonna fucking get matted and gross, and we're gonna have to cut it off anyway, or you're gonna have to comb it. And like pain is pain. You're just gonna have to deal with pain. Like that's life. You have pain in life, and it just fucking like then there's going to be a lot of things in life that are worse than your hair getting pulled. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of pain. And she just like looked at me. I was like, I don't know how to explain this to you, motherfucker. You're 6.
But it's true, man. I mean,
Yeah.
pain doesn't. It's just an inconvenience. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, there's true pain.
Something
Like if
more
you
than
break
that.
your fucking arm or something, then that's kind of crazy pain. But it's like a small like you said, brushing your hair and shit. There's people that avoid it because like they don't want to feel that. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's I don't know what to tell you. She ain't gonna kill you, so I don't know if that makes you feel
Yeah.
any better. But
And so I basically was telling her, is like, it's not like it's going to hurt for a second. You're going to scratch your head and then it's going to be over. And then, but no, not to her. To her, that shit was the worst fucking thing ever, man.
because I don't know, it's such an intense feeling. I mean, that's one of those feelings too that you just know immediately when you're born, like pain. You know what I mean?
You know,
And that's probably the first thing you fucking feel when you get here. That's probably why you start screaming and shit right when you hit that breath. And once that oxygen hits your lung piece, you start screaming and shit because that shit hurts probably.
yeah.
You're expanding your lungs full of air, huh? Oh
You're
shit.
just up in a pussy for 9 months, warm and nutrished or whatever.
Now you out in
Nourished.
this cold, harsh world, huh? Fuck, that's just stupid. You be
Yeah, you're
that's
cold and
pain.
fucking hungry and shit, naked. And you're like, God damn.
The fuck
This
is
is all
this?
right.
Probably got
Some
a white guy
doctors
holding you
by
and
your
shit.
leg and
Yeah.
shit, huh? Give you a little spank on your ass, huh? Make sure you're good. That shit hurts, man.
Welcome
That
to
shit
life,
sucks.
motherfucker.
Put
Here's your
on your
social security
uniform.
card. Go out there and make some money. All right. See, that's fucked up. That's life,
We'll
right?
see you in about
Is that what
90
life
years.
is?
It's life
Yeah.
in America.
How's it like everywhere else? You're broke, probably.
You're hungry.
Fuck. Being broke is something else in this country. That shit sucks, right? Like that could fuck your whole mental state up when you're broke.
You know, that's why motherfuckers have black guys fuck their wives on OnlyFans and stuff.
Ain't trying to be broke, huh?
Scared to be broke.
Real fool. Fuck. That was like fuck. I'd rather let my wife get black than be broke.
I'd rather be a cuck and make this money than be broke and my wife hate me. Shit.
I may be a cuck,
And
but I
not
ain't
have
broke.
any.
Shit.
I'm getting paid, motherfucker. Shit. What?
I'm gonna be a cuck, but I ain't broke.
Yeah. See, and like, what's worse, like what Adam 22 did, let his wife get blacked, or Tom Holland let himself get blacked for the bag. You know what I mean?
He's already rich, so he can do whatever the hell he wants.
So shit, I'm cutting out the middle, man. Fuck my wife. Shit, come fuck me, dog. Give me some money.
Let's make some money, dog.
I ain't cutting this
get
shit
your
between
ass
nobody. Shit. I'm cutting that shit 3 ways. We cutting that shit twice.
right down the middle, boy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little bit 70-30. I'm the one getting touched over here. Don't forget that.
Oh, that's getting to the bag, dog.
That's getting the bag, dog.
I'd rather be on unemployment. My damn self. Shit, that's my preference.
You trying to be a cuck or the one getting it? No.
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
I'd rather be on unemployment.
Hell yeah.
Shit, me too.
Fuck. I mean, I love black people, but shit, you could stay where you're at. I'm on unemployment. I don't need money that fucking bad.
Stop.
I'm not that
I'm
damn
all right.
bad. Shit.
I'm all right. Yeah. Hell yeah. That shit is wild, bro.
Motherfuckers were getting black, so they started welfare.
I love welfare. Fuck. Am I on welfare? I don't know what I'm on. I don't even know what I'm on anymore. I've seen all sorts of types of government assistance, dog, and it's all wonderful. That's in America is great when you're like just straight government balling on food stamps and fucking unemployment and shit and Medicaid and all that shit. That's when you're like, hell yeah. Now this is tight. This is America. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes me wish that we all voted. What was his name? Yang or whatever his name was. Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
That guy.
That guy was tight. I voted for him,
Yeah.
but he didn't win.
He was too ahead. He was too ahead of the curve, man. And he wasn't with the agenda, you know.
Same thing with Paul Rand, man. Like I wish he got a chance to be president. Fuck. Like, do you guys think we should get like universal healthcare and shit here?
I think healthcare for sure. I don't know about like, I don't know how it would. I don't know because I don't know how the fucking if everybody got like a stipend, the way that dude Andrew Yang was doing it. I don't know how the fuck that would affect things. I assume everybody would just raise prices on shit, you know, and your money would be kind of useless anyway. So like, I don't know how much it helps.
Like all this shit right now, the way the economy is right now is because the fucking stimulus is like how interest rates are going mad, like up all crazy and shit. Well, I don't know. See, and that's the thing too is the people at the top of these markets, they kind of dictate what happens, and they're becoming rich. Like all these fucking like oil tycoons and all this shit. Like we pay expensive prices and they reap more profits. Like that's kind of how it works.
Fucking, it's like there's just like there used to be 3 levels where it was like the rich, the middle class, and the fucking poor, and like the middle class is just completely dissipating to the point where like you're either fucking poor or you're super rich, and the poor part is just fucking growing steadily. Like it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the super rich is getting smaller and smaller. It's just like completely out of proportion.
But yeah, like if you have $1 million in this day and age, that's like middle class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're a millionaire, that's like the basis of wealth, pretty much. Like you're like middle wealth.
You can afford a house and a car and to have a family.
That's middle class. Is a millionaire. You know what I mean? Which is it's so fucking wild. It's so crazy to me.
Like imagine the people fucking back in the fucking 40s and 50s, man. These guys were making $12 an hour and buying houses like on The Simpsons and shit. Like 2-car garages and fucking, you know.
Your wife could stay at home and raise kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you just go and get a factory job. You don't even have to go to college. Just go get a factory job where you pull a fucking lever all day. You make $12 an hour and your house is fucking $80,000.
Yeah. That's paid and you're good. You don't have to worry about shit. You know what I mean? But I don't know, like, and that's the thing too, is like everything will always be all right, no matter your situation. If you keep trying to better yourself and better your situation and help the people you love and stuff, you'll always be okay. You know what I mean? Like you won't go hungry, you won't go without a roof over your head. But I don't know. I mean, some people do get bad breaks and shit, but you know, God, the universe, whatever, whatever you want to call it out there, you get help if you help yourself. You know what I mean? You'll always end up with what you need, at least. There's a lot of people that hate America,
It's
like
a weird
outside of
fucking
America.
place. And compared
It
to
is.
a lot of history, like this is the most unique fucking setting that's ever existed. Like, what other fucking time in history or place in history ever did people just walk around and like just start mass killing their own people because they were sad, even though they had everything that they wanted? You know, shit like that. Like that
That's
didn't
the
fucking.
epitome of entitlement, bro.
Uh-huh.
Our people are beyond entitled. We're generationally, like generation after generation entitled, and we forget what, like, motherfucker. You could be out there with fucking the animals and shit trying to eat vegetation off the fucking floor. That's where humans come from, is from that. And you're sitting here, yeah, shooting people up because they talk shit to you on fucking social media. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like, bro, like, put it onto perspective what life really is, dog. You know what I mean? Like, what you really came from. You know what I mean?
they should send kids like that or trouble like that into the fucking Amazon.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. You want to shoot shit, go shoot shit out there. Give them one fucking AR with one clip. Put them in the middle of the fucking Amazon. Like, go ahead, go
Yeah,
let your fucking
go buck
feelings out.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go survive.
See how depressed you are when you have to fucking survive on your own for the next month.
you don't have a house and internet. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And fucking a pillow and shit.
that shit
Go
would
out there
change
and
your
see what
fucking
see what
lives.
life is.
Get off the
Oh
internet
yeah.
for a little while and just like be out in the wilderness for a while. That should probably fucking change their whole existence.
And like that's the thing too. If it's bad for your mental health, then stay the fuck away from it. Like if you're on social media and you're sad because people are talking shit, calling you fat, ugly, whatever the fuck, then delete your fucking social media account. You don't need that shit. It's not,
Go touch
Uh,
grass.
it's not your
yeah.
life. It's not gonna
Go touch grass.
keep
Go
you
hiking.
going.
Go. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Go
go
do
do
something.
something.
Go do something productive with your fucking time. Don't sit there
Go
on social
camping.
media getting sad and shit. Yeah. Go camping. Go get a fucking therapist. Find ways to help yourself. You know what I mean? Like, don't ever give up on helping yourself.
People like
And I think
that,
a lot of
like
people do.
yeah, the people that talk the shit will get what's coming to them. You just worry about you.
Well, like I think a lot of times that we look for revenge before we look to help ourselves. Cause like, and that's the thing with people too is like if you're bullied or whatever, if someone has done you wrong, getting revenge is not going to change your situation. It's not going to change
It's just gonna
how you
make it
feel.
worse.
It's like it's a there's no production in that endeavor. Like the end of that journey does not end with anything productive. Revenge does not change shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You
Only
bettering yourself does.
it's a tool of evil, really, if you think about it, because revenge just leads to more revenge, and it just leads to fucking violence, death, and negativity, and people lost, and people fight. You know, yeah,
Just leads to more evil and bad in
the
the world.
tool of the devil, Bobby.
Yeah, violence begets violence, bro. You go down that road, you know what I mean? But there's like there was a time, bro, when I was just such a lost soul that violence was it was something I craved, and like it wasn't just me fucking people up; it was me getting fucked up. Like I don't know, I was a sado, bro. Like I was a fucking weirdo. Like I liked that shit. I liked pain. I liked inflicting pain. I liked having pain inflicted to me. Like that's the type of world I just lived in, dog. Was just you know violence. And I don't know, it's weird. Like it's just so weird. Like the depths of humanity is such a fucking dark, like misunderstood, fucking perplexing place. You know what I mean?
It really is, man. Human beings, they're every single person. You can spend your whole entire fucking life. This is what well people do that. Like they'll spend their entire lives just trying to get to know themselves, but then then you'll die, and you haven't figured out a single other person on this planet. You know what I'm saying? Like there's 7 fucking 8 billion people with that you can spend your whole life delving into who they are. You know, that's seven
Yeah.
billion fucking existences that are deeper than the fucking ocean. You know, That's
And there's so many Americans, bro, that like they spend their time just hating most of those fucking billions of people. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they're fucking foreigners, I hate them. Oh, they're fucking Democrats, I fucking hate them. Oh, they're Republicans, I fucking hate them. Oh, they get high, they fucking do this, they do that, they say fuck. I hate them all. You know what I mean? Like, bro, go out there and fucking love somebody. Just because that's not how you are doesn't mean that that person doesn't deserve existence, doesn't deserve love and respect just as much as you do. You know what I mean?
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And like we waste our time hating each other, bro, when we should be loving each other. You know what I mean? I mean, there's things like if you're a fucking weirdo and shit, fucking sexual deviant, pedophile, fucking all that kind of shit, you don't deserve the same type of life we all fucking get. You know what I mean? Or the same type of chances we all get. You don't deserve none of that shit. If you hurt animals, if you hurt fucking innocent people, all that kind of shit, you don't deserve fucking the life you have. You know what I mean? But like anything else, who gives a fuck? If you're gay, I don't give a shit. If you're a fucking Democrat, I don't give a fuck. If you're Republican, I don't give a fuck. Broke, rich, get high, do whatever the fuck you want. And just don't
Black, white.
fucking hurt someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't give
At
a
the
fuck
end of
what
the day,
you do.
you could be any of those things and still be a piece of shit.
Yeah, yeah. That's all I care about. Yeah.
You
If
could
you're
be
a piece of
gay
shit to
shit.
the things around you, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You could be a gay piece of shit, a black piece of shit, a fucking rich piece of shit, a poor piece of shit.
A foreigner
You're a
piece of shit, all of it.
Yeah. I don't care about none of that. Like I don't like you know I'm a Christian or whatever, but you're not a piece of you're not a piece of shit to me because you're a Muslim. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't
Yeah.
affect my love for you. That doesn't affect your right to exist in my eyes. None of that shit. You know what I mean? And what I believe and what you believe has nothing to do with the way I treat you. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a fuck about that at all.
It's how you see them, huh? How you see how they are is what you treat
It's how they affect the world around them. You know what I mean? I mean, like as long as they're not hurting anything, I don't give a fuck what you do. As long as you don't like it, you know, I don't care what you believe in. As long as it doesn't lead you to fucking like raping kids and shit. You know what I mean? Or fucking hurting people for no fucking reason. Like I don't give a fuck what happens to you, man. Or like yeah, I don't give a fuck what you do. You know, to you know in your life. I don't give a fuck. I don't think anyone should. Like that should that's no one's fucking problem. Unless you're paying for this shit, why do you care? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. If it's not affecting you or making any kind of impact on your life, why the fuck do you need to concern yourself with it? Like it's not your top priority. Like if that shit's not immediate to your life, or if it's not, you know, if it's not affecting you, then don't even fucking make it a pressing issue.
Yeah, man. Him doing cocaine doesn't make you high. It doesn't make you a cokehead. The fuck do you care? You ain't
Yeah,
paying
you're
for the
not
shit.
paying for it. You're not getting in trouble for it. It's not at your house. Don't worry about it.
Like I understand if that fool asked you for $50 and you gave it to him, he just goes a bunch of cocaine. I mean, even then, I don't think that's you gave him the money. You know what I mean? So it's like even that boils down to you making a choice. But at the end of the day, like you know,
He decided what he was going to do with that $50. You didn't. You just gave him the $50.
yeah. If he said, "Can I borrow $50?" and you said, "For what?" and he said, "Cocaine," you could just say no. You know what I mean?
If he's like to get gas or to get food, be
If
like,
you
"Oh,
don't
yeah,"
ask
and then
that
he buys
question and you
something.
give it to him and then he buys cocaine with it and then you get pissed.
Yeah.
And
Don't be
it's your
mad
fucking
because
problem.
he got cocaine. Be mad that he lied to your face.
Yeah. Just love each other, man. If you're gonna do anything, love each other. You're based the way you should come at any relationship outside of with yourself, well, even with yourself, but like the way you should come at other people is you should love them first and foremost. Or at least find an avenue to love them. Like you should be don't search for something to hate them, search for something to love them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that'll lead to understanding, man, and then you'll understand when they do stuff that you don't agree with or that pisses you off or whatever. Then you at least have an avenue of understanding because you took the time to try to love them before you started judging them. Lead with love. Just fucking lead with love, man. If you lead with love before you judge, before you do it, like then all of it's in the grand filter of, in a loving way.
Yeah. Like if love is the reason and if love is the motivation, then the cause is just. You know what I mean? Like you're doing what you're supposed to fucking do. Like and then like some of that shit just some things are just out of your hands, bro. Like you think your love might lead you to think that homosexuality is a sin and it's gonna lead to hell. But and then correcting that person like that's not right, man. Like you trying to input your beliefs on someone else, it's never gonna lead to the right thing. Believe what you believe and let people believe what they believe. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
If anything, lead by example and like make people want to believe the stuff that you believe because the stuff that you believe works for you, you know? Like,
And
oh,
it
look,
makes you a good person.
that guy's beliefs have helped him in this way or that way. You know what I'm saying? Like a good example, like Bob is such a good man and he's a good Christian man. And it makes me want to be better at that because the stuff that like good stuff happens for him, you know? Like he was talking last night about the whole aquarium thing, and it's like, see, like good stuff happens to him, and he meets like these really cool people, like you know, like people that can help him a lot, you know, and stuff like that. And it's just like, yeah, but that makes me want to be a better man and a better Christian man because like it does work, you know, like that.
Yeah.
God does favor him, and it shows, you know. So it's the same thing. Like
You have to love, man.
you don't sit there and condemn everybody like, oh, you're going to hell and all this stuff. It's like that's not the way to do it, man.
It never works. It never. Someone's never turned away from what they were doing because someone yelled at them that they're going to hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That has never happened. I can tell you that shit.
Yeah, it's true, man.
And everywhere I go, there's always something to remind me of another place and time.
Like Hunter Biden, man. He loves getting high.
So do I. So do we all.
Dolphins too. Well, that's a topic for another podcast, man. All right, let's wrap this up. Jakey, you got a question for folks at home?
What's your ideal camping trip?
Okay. Like going to a lake or like
You
a
going
beach.
lake, you taking the mobile home, you going in a tent, or you just kind of living out there in nature? You going to like spots that you can rent, or you just going like straight to the woods? What's your ideal?
I think you need to sleep on the ground, right? Like I think
That's
that's
part of
like,
camping. Otherwise, you're just sleeping in a bed outside.
Like I know we
outside
talked about all
world.
that not division and all that shit. If you camp in a fucking RV, I hate you.
You're a piece of shit. You're an RV driving piece of shit.
You're a bitch for that. Am I?
You think your ancestors slept on beds and fucking big mobile homes? No.
Nick, I can understand if you're like an elderly person, you got to sleep inside something. You know what I mean? I understand.
Yeah,
that.
I get that.
But like if you're a young person, like if you're under the age of 50 and you're sleeping in a fucking car and RV when you camp, you suck. Just stay your ass home.
You don't go camping, huh? You just take your home with you and step outside.
Yeah, fuck you for that.
And with that, live life with love.
Yeah, love each other, man. Yeah, hey. I got some. Physical health is wealth. Mental health is wealth. Love yourself and love the world around you. How about that?
There you go.
Fuck you.
Peace out, everybody.